Go live button.
And we are live Sunday night with those guys. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. We are at it again. Of course, on the panel, you're used to seeing, and see, it did it again. It just opened up another window, but I don't mind. On the panel, you're used to seeing Paul. Drone Evolution seems to be floating in the sky somewhere. I don't know. He's within listening range, but I'm sure he'll be back. Anyway, what's up, Paul? What's up, Herman?
Another day in paradise.
You said it opened up another window.
When I'm in the lobby talking to people, they're sitting there waiting for the live stream to start. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Global Drones Timeless, Ted Smith, Aerial Landscapes, and Coast to Coast, who was here. I sit there and I usually put the title,
Bill?
Welcome to Sunday Nights with these guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
because what I wanted to tell you didn't open up another window for me just a second ago.
It did for me. I had one sitting there, and then another chat opened up as soon as I went live. So I just closed down the one I had open. But
I think that's because whoever the administrators, whoever's channel, I get the same thing. If I have YouTube open, all of a sudden, as soon as I turn on Zoom, boom, it brings me to YouTube. And so it props up another YouTube window.
Yeah. Al Diaz, how are you? I haven't had a chance to see your video, but I did see an alert for your video.
Hello, Al Diaz.
What's up, Al? What's good? What's good?
I would say what's
William,
up.
What's good, man? What's up?
I would say what's up to you, Paul, but it's obvious you're an editing machine these days.
Well, I got two more I've got to edit over here now. I just came back from getting 2 more ships.
Add your Facebook. Came on before.
You need a production team over there.
Yeah, I know.
So all you got to do is just fly, and they can just do all the editing.
I'd like to apologize. Nice. I'd like to apologize for the Grizzly Adams look.
For the COVID-19.
Since COVID-19, I've been shaving a lot less because no one can see my face anyway with the mask on, so I can get away with it. But I need to do something here. I'm actually trying to let it fill in. So I can run the line this way.
Justin, be careful.
Justin, don't fall off the edge there.
No fall protection.
Justin, don't fall. Please don't fall.
I'm good. We're gonna do the shot and the drop here. So.
Anyway, this is what the shot and the drop, man.
Is that on tonight? Oh, okay.
That's Sunday nights.
It's only on
Sunday nights. Okay.
I thought it was only Sundays too. But for those of you, Justin,
it's Easter.
I would like to let you all know that I blame Justin because my wife will not be getting a laptop now because of Justin. And Justin, I was talking about this to Herman, and I'm looking at the camera, and Justin, by the way, gave.
What's up, Timeless?
Hold on. The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight and or in the chat. But Justin, you're my boy. But hey, Joe Mac. But sometimes your intentions are really, really great, Justin. Okay. Now, my wife was looking for a laptop, for those of you who knew, or was considering getting one, because when you see me look up like this is my computer screen, which is actually
true believer.
which is actually a television screen. But Justin was nice enough to come and give me this monitor to keep my wife from, let me kill the light, to keep my wife from looking up like this while she's working. And now I have a monitor here. You see what I'm saying? So,
but that doesn't solve your problem.
It doesn't solve the problem, and
it makes it easier on the neck. But he wants his computer back.
Right, but see, this is wherein Justin, everything, the intentions were good, just like that drone pilot last week. The intentions were good, but
you said
I was joking with Herman, and I said I should drive to his house, even though I don't know where you live, but it sounded really good. I should drive to your house, ring the doorbell, throw the computer screen, bust it up against the door, and peel out.
Hold on a second.
Because I was going through some hell, Justin, to hook it up at first, but then I found out I had to turn the I had to go through NVIDIA to tell it to search for another monitor and stuff. It didn't want to work through Windows, but I got both screens going. I got the chat room on the bottom. I got the panel up high. I have my I actually have everything set up here like a poor man Ken Herons, so I can switch between stuff, multiple windows. So in a way, it pays off. But
Well, the underlying problem was it took care of you, but it didn't because the wife still wants to use your computer.
Well, yeah. What you drinking, Justin?
None.
Huh?
Hey, Lawrence, Big Matt.
Wine?
No, not wine. No.
What's up, Big Matt? Hey Matt, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better, buddy. I just heard what happened. Um, actually this week, I think I just found out about. So if you haven't seen Big Mac for a while, he's been down on the count, but he's better and back. What's up, Joe Mac from Ireland? RC Hobbies BK. What's good?
RC Hobbies BK.
Oh, there you go.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Well, tell us, RC Hobbies, who it is. And all right, see, now everybody's gonna have the backgrounds and stuff, man. Why are you gonna do it?
Have fun.
Why are you gonna do it? Now, Paul.
Boy, it's hot here. I tell
You wish. You wish. You wish it was that hot there. And you were sitting out on the daggone deck.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-mm.
Well, Justin, you get kudos for your efforts. I give you that.
No, I appreciate it because, well, tomorrow is going to be her first test on. See, like right now I'm looking down. Usually I'm looking up like this, you know, but now I have this screen down here so I can pull up my drone news. I can look at the chat in real time. I can add people on email. Desmond's Donder, how are you? Global Drones, how are you?
What's good, Desmond?
And
Just between the four of us, though, I want to get a voice vote here.
Just between the four of us.
How many of us think that's going to solve all the problems, and you'll never hear another negative thing out of your wife about the damn computer?
oh, it's going to start tomorrow morning. What are you talking about?
This doesn't work. Why doesn't this do this? And why doesn't this do that?
You didn't understand the question, or you totally understood the question.
Desmond's Donders, how are you? What's up, everybody? Anyway.
You're going to have to get a second desk chair in there just to be her producer.
I know. Because, see, I'm going to have to show her how to move. Well, even though I switched the monitor because this monitor, the smaller monitor is under the bigger one.
Yeah.
So now I just have it set up. So instead of moving the mouse across, you just move the mouse straight down to the bottom screen. That's okay. That's set up cool. But depending on how her job office has the windows set up, I'll probably have to drag everything from the top monitor down to the bottom. Because they're having some kind of server issue anyway. They gave her, you know how every job has the rookie computer, the one that always breaks down. Well, they gave her the one that always has issues. So once she does get signed in tomorrow, then I'll be able to pull windows down and put them where I want and all of that. So she doesn't have to look up like this.
What do you think, Herman?
I know one thing.
What?
That monitor didn't solve your problem. I'm just saying.
Well, we can thank Mr. Drone Evolution for that one.
You said you wanted it.
He had the best of intentions.
No, I'm going to use the hell. I'm going to use the hell out of both monitors. I was actually editing video and keeping up with Facebook up here on the screen and keeping up with alerts and messaging and editing down on the better quality screen on the bottom, which is the smaller one, because this is a television, but it's 1080i, and this is a computer screen 1080p. So of course the videos and stuff look better on this one. So
well, the thing of it is Justin did you a favor because you're his bud. Okay, we get that.
Well, check this out.
But it isn't going to solve your problem.
We've been flying 2 days in a row now, right, Justin?
Yeah, I got the bug.
Justin is fine. He has not gone full FPV, but for the last 2 days he has been. We were flying around cops. New York City Department of Parks came into the park today. 2 black chicks. One had a silver badge and one had a gold badge. You respect the ones with the gold badge. The silver badge are like the super cops. They're like, back up, I'll tase you. You know, like that. But they were cool. They came in. One got out of the car while I was sitting there, and Justin was already flying. And I was like, oh damn, here they come. So let me take off. Let me take off real quick. And she was on the phone and she's like, oh girl, so and so, so and so. And did you see that on so and so TV? I'm like, she's not coming over here. I just kept flying. So we had fun. We had fun. I'm starting to get a lot of footage with police cars, and there was a police four-wheel drive in the middle of the field. So of course I had to oblige myself and fly around. Hey, I love that waiting room. A little window pops up and says, hey, somebody's sitting there chilling, waiting in the waiting room.
John is here.
Hey, Sean, what's good?
Hey.
What's up, Sean? How are you, buddy? We cannot hear you.
Can't
yet.
hear you.
There you go. I'll turn my microphone on. That mic.
There you go.
That helps sometimes. Just a
Still
wee
can't
bit.
hear you.
On my way for a quick walk back in a bit. Timeless Truths, we appreciate you every time you come in. Anyone hear about the Evo 2 8K shipping? Well, Global Drone, to be honest, the reviewers are getting theirs. Rick from Drone Valley got his. So shortly, and very, very shortly after reviewers get theirs, us common folk will start getting stuff in answer to that.
That's how it go.
I'm assuming so. I don't have one. So I assume I'm amongst the common folk.
They have them.
Hey, Sean, anything you have to report on the Evo 2?
No, not really. The last story I wrote on that one was a warning from Evo to make sure that you order it from an official dealer. Otherwise, the company are probably going to be very far down the stock line. And I know Dobo did a live stream with the DroneWorks chap that he works with.
Yeah,
and that was quite interesting. He was talking about a lot about that the stock is in pretty soon, basically. So sounds very exciting.
Hey,
Right,
Sean,
by the end of the month.
Yeah, Sean, I got one quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
How's Libby?
Hey,
Paul,
go follow her on Instagram and ask her. I'm sure she'd be delighted to hear from you.
Sean, here in the United States, it's called a protective order.
Yeah.
What is it called in the UK?
It's called an
You will-
order
you will-
of protection.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see Libby live on Tuesday night on Geeks Fun Live. She's my co-host this week. So
All right.
that's going to be fun.
What would be funny if you block
She's gonna block Paul.
Block Paul from that one show. Nothing else
right.
but that one show. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Paul's having technical difficulties. He's got all 5 computers and he can't get on.
None of her social media for just that one day.
That's right.
So behave yourself, Paul, and you can sit there in the audience lurking quietly.
You will be more than welcome, Paul. And I'm
Like the
going to
lurkers.
point out you're her number one fan when you come in the chat. Don't worry.
Number one fan on the other continent.
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, that's how you cross demographics, going from like I'm trying to pick up Asian demographics. Therefore, when I'm sleeping, people are watching my videos in Asia and overnight. So know it's coming.
I will warn you though, Paul. She's bear in mind when she's on the news, she's reading a script. In real life, that girl is crazy. So it's going to be a very interesting stream.
I'll tell. You know why I can?
I'll be keeping her under control as much as you guys.
Paul, Paul, you know how I can tell what he's saying is true? Because it looks like when she's reading the script, it's just like something dying to come out.
Yeah,
Paul's
that's
like,
right.
yeah, baby.
Exactly.
Well, she's got those big eyes, and it looks like she's going to explode.
Well, no, you're going to explode.
That's what you're looking at, Paul.
Paul, you're going to explode. Speak for yourself.
She's a very talented young lady, and she's going places.
But she's good, right? Like you said, go to her Instagram, follow her. I'm sure she's on
download
TikTok.
Yep, download TikTok.
She's on TikTok by now.
She has tens of thousands of followers on TikTok.
Oh, you got competition.
Yeah. All of a sudden, yeah.
It is nice to see, though, that when I look at her Instagram and her TikTok, she now does have comments and things from people who comment on my drone videos. So some of my audience have crossed over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
cool.
nice to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They see that's a good mixing.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I
Bit of
don't
cross
see anything
promotion.
wrong with that.
And obviously, all the people on TikTok, when they see me, are uninstalling YouTube from their phones. I mean, they're coming over and delete.
No, I got you. But I haven't been paying attention to the chat because now that I have these two screens, I can actually do things.
Hey,
other
Gary,
than-
how you doing? Brand
It can be
Ariel.
very dangerous, can't it? Because I've ended up doing like thumbnails and stuff during live streams.
Yeah, yeah.
What am I doing? I'm in a live stream.
And I'm not going to
Concentrate.
say it, but I know of an individual that was on someone's live stream broadcasting, but hanging out in someone else's chat room.
Oh, very
Well,
cool.
I'm not going to say who, but I know a few
I'm not going to say
people
who.
that
Paul Murray.
I know a guy who's in live streams and edits while he's sitting in the live stream.
and it's his
Not
live
paying
stream.
attention to the live stream.
And it's his live stream.
Well, a guy's got to get it done, you know.
I know a guy. I know a guy who's in the live stream and
Ariel?
obsessively watches a news roundup.
Paul, but Big Matt put Paul looks like he's those midnight infomercials selling something. Well, Big Matt,
No, he's
just
the
to let
guy
you
buying
know,
something.
I know you work overnight, Big Matt. So if you're ever bored, just randomly check Paul Murray's channel. Randomly, he goes live at 3 a.m. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
And when I do, I keep sending everybody invites, and of course, very few take up on it.
This is
That's
true.
3 a.m. That's 8 a.m. for me, unfortunately. So I'm in the whole morning pre-work ritual.
Sure.
Unfortunately,
You know what? I got a question, Sean. When do you actually sleep?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, when
Ken
do I
Herring
actually
gets off
sleep?
at 10 o'clock Eastern
Yeah.
Standard
Yeah,
Time.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say
then
I
you're
suffer
on-
from
and-
insomnia.
And then
but-
you're online responding to people's messages at 3 and 4 in the morning when I get up.
Right. I'm like, wow.
yeah,
Well,
I don't.
that's normal.
I don't
time.
require much sleep.
I got you.
Let's put it that way. So, but it isn't quite insomnia, but it's and then I'll go through phases where I'll sleep, 12 hours a night for a month or something, and then it just goes back to normal. So,
What's good,
Okay.
John?
All right. Well, I do and I don't have drone news.
Uh-huh.
This is from April. It was posted April 9th,
Uh-huh.
2020, but now apparently the military is getting into using autonomous drones to resupply troops.
Yeah.
But not just to resupply troops with weapons, but say you need certain medical supplies dropped off in the middle of someplace, they can get a drone in there faster than they can get a jet.
have you seen
is
the
a-
one they're using at the moment? The one that they've just started. Is that the story that you've got?
Yeah. It's
The
It
first
was on,
genuinely
Drone Life-
useful drone.
on Drone Life channel. Now
Okay.
I haven't figured out how to
haven't used
share
that.
this, but I'll try and pull it up here. Share screen. I don't know what screen it's going to share. Let's see. Okay, that's the wrong screen.
No, not
So-
that one.
So now let me drag this. Hold on, I'll minimize this window and drag it up here since it wants to share this screen. Maximize that. Pull this up. Okay, now we can do it. Here we go. Share screen. Here we go. But this is it right here.
Okay. Nice.
And supposedly it can carry a decent amount of weight, as in about 35 pounds. 35 pounds could be quite a few things, but they show
Yeah.
how it actually marks an area,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just pinpoint it like you're playing a video game and touch this point, and it will fly to that spot and drop the box autonomously within the circle. Or,
Very
or
nice.
within that range. Now it does have double GPS, okay, and supposedly it'll be able to help the troops. I mean, if you need to get medicine or you need to get maybe more ammo or something, a camera in, whatever you need to get in, this machine should be able to do it, supposedly. Now, I have not read the whole story, but I will give you I will give you the link,
Nice.
and it is an 8-prop bird.
Do you mind
So-
if I share something in follow up to that?
Yes, go ahead. Go
The
for
US
it.
Army are they're actually they are now actually testing a drone which can carry some real weight, which has just thrown 31 missions. Actually, this is on Boeing's Twitter feed, so they're absolutely fine for it to be shared. There's no copyright issues.
Right.
But they've actually literally the Boeing have just partnered with them during a recent Army exercise, and they flew 31 missions. And look at the size of that thing it's hauling.
Yeah, but it looks like it's pretty heavy too.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure to
it's-
weight it down. They look like little baby
I
fish.
can
So
almost see
in the
Herman with
31
one of those.
missions, it delivered, I think it just said 1,600 pounds in the 31 missions of food,
Get out of
water,
here.
simulated blood, and ammunition.
That's
And that to
similar-
me is the first viable drone that I've seen that's could actually make a real difference. Obviously, it's from Boeing, so it's a huge company and everything. But I mean, that's legitimately to me
The
that's
fact
so
that-
cool.
The
That's
fact
similar
that
to the one that they were using over in China for that. In the
What's
Asian-
up, Bill? Coast to coast.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
a similar style of drone.
But it's it's the Boeing S100, and I think that's so cool. 45 kilogram up to 50 kilogram maximum payload, which is that's some decent weight. And if you imagine
It
in
is.
an active war zone, you have these things flying backwards and forwards. 4 or
Right.
5 of these operating.
right.
Then
Right.
you're
You
just
could
going to
keep-
be supplied.
You could probably keep them supplied with
Yeah.
arm ammunition.
That's
if
right.
anything. You
Well,
can
well,
fly in
also-
food.
You can also fly in emergency kits. So if somebody gets shot, they can fly in a kit with their blood type,
Yep.
with the tools to fix the injury that they've just had. Within 6 or 7 minutes, they can have that person's blood type.
Well, how,
They can
how
have the
many-
medical tools to fix their wound. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sean, what weight will it lift?
50 kilograms, sir. 50.
Yeah.
50 kilograms. All right. So
Okay,
It
We-
can also
we
go in the
Americans-
median. It can go in the
American
median.
speak.
Oh,
how much is 50 kilograms in pounds? That's 110.2 pounds.
Okay.
That's
That's
a small
small
size
person.
human. That's a
Yeah.
small size human.
Yeah.
Being.
It
And so-
can also. Sorry to talk over you, sir. It can also carry 35 kilograms for more than 6 hours.
Right. See,
that's not bad.
Well, when
That's
they
the future.
that's
scale
the
that
important
baby
thing
up,
is that. But you see, what's funny about that? By the time we get into stuff like that, really and truthfully, and use,
Hey, Drone Life. Mike Drennan, how are you?
How many of these fights or wars will they have with men on the ground at that time?
Well, I read an interesting couple of articles recently that were actually talking about the fact that soldiers will always be part of it, just a much, much smaller number. We'll be talking special forces only, and those special forces will basically be going in to mop up after
And
these
I
powerful
could-
drones have blitzed everybody, basically.
This is something that you didn't mention, but I'm pretty sure that thing isn't too loud either. It would have to be super stealthy.
It's actually fairly noisy, to be fair.
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a full prop. It's basically a mini helicopter.
It's a mini
really.
helicopter,
Yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
it has to create its own thrust with those props.
But it can get quite high up, and we all know something that's fairly small. Once it's a good 200
It's
or
a
300
harder
feet in the
target to
air,
hit.
it's harder to hit, and it's a lot quieter, especially when you're concentrating on
And
the.
what is its power?
Hey,
system?
John Spizzo, how are you?
Its engine
You know?
source, I believe, is actually looking at it. It is an actual gas engine,
Okay.
rather than being an electric motor or anything.
Okay.
That's
I
what I was
believe-
wondering. But electric motors are a lot heavier too, so I could see
Yes.
the purpose of a gas motor.
Exactly.
know-
I believe Boeing was saying they thought they would switch over to drone engines as an electrical battery operated by the 3rd generation of this. But for now, they're not trying to concentrate on that too much. They're trying to get something that's actually usable and operational, which I think is really cool. Because so many of these things we see, they're pie in the sky. There's going to be 40 years till we see them used, and this thing's actually this thing's actually being tested in the field now, which is incredible.
Hey, Sean, you know anything about this company, Alpha Unmanned Systems?
Not offhand, sir.
Over in Spain, they had gotten an approval for a single man operator to be able to operate 6
Very cool.
of their big gas turbine helicopters.
Wow.
So it was funny because here in the US, you would have to get a special waiver for something like that.
Absolutely. I know the Boeing Australia are working on a new drone fighter, which is about 2/3 the size of a normal, sort of F-16 fighter. And the way they're going to work is that they're going to fly in groups of 5, and one of them is going to be piloted by an actual pilot who will give those
But
other drones around him orders.
The others will fly autonomously with him.
That's right. So they will cover him. They will go, like he'll say, drone 3, go and check out that ship. Drone 2, go and check out that village. And then drone 4, watch my back. Drone 1, go and attack this target. And then the idea is obviously that you've still got a human person in the
so it'd be like a swarm.
Exactly. But you've still got a human pilot, obviously highly skilled fighter pilot, in the theater taking decisions themselves, which I think that's exciting as well. I mean, Boeing and NASA are the two that excite me the most about those type of drones.
I'm
not
actually
consumer drones,
scared
but
about
those
NASA.
Type.
I'm scared with NASA because they're working in cahoots with Elon Musk, who wants to put that grid around the Earth to supposedly supply free internet to the world.
Yeah.
But as you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize when you put up a grid of computers or a grid of electrons around something, it creates something else. And
have you actually seen Starlink in the sky? Have you ever actually seen it?
I have not personally seen it, but I'm constantly looking now because it's rumored that every time he sends up SpaceX, he sends up, I did it on the live stream, the numbers are anywhere from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 satellites to join Starlink grid. And that's a very good article. Like we could actually bring that up for you non-believers.
Indeed.
Elon Musk, we did discuss it on Those Guys, is trying to build a grid around the entire Earth of satellites. That you will be able to see. You will actually be able to see on perfectly clear nights lines.
Do you mind if I share while you're talking?
Sure, go ahead, Sean.
What happened?
I was just sharing what it looks like.
There it is.
That's Starlink.
Now that's Starlink now. But once there's a grid around the planet Earth, you will actually see 2 or 3 lines spread out, of course, thousands of miles. But from Earth, it'll look like they're close together.
Exactly.
And he's actually designing a grid. Now, I want to know what kind of permission Elon Musk got from countries around the world to go over their airspace, because he's talking about encircling the entire Earth to supply free internet.
Can I give myself another plug?
I don't think you have airstreams out in space.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a proven fact that they don't. No country owns the space above them anymore.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. In actual fact, a week on Tuesday, just giving myself one more plug tonight, and I promise I will never talk about my channel again all night. Do you remember I did the video with Dr. Pascal Lee, who's the director of the NASA space project? He's my special guest in a week on Tuesday's live stream.
It's good. I now see that's something worth checking out, because
and this is something we're going to talk about is Starlink.
Before we change the subject, I just want to show you this real quick by screen. Now I'm with J screen sharing.
Screen and screen.
The squirry wabbit. I don't know where the hell it came from.
I'm going to clip that.
This is what Starlink will look like around the Earth. Now, me being the kind of person, and I'm going to put this link up, but me being the person that I am, and having the little basics I know about electronics, it basically looks like not only just a link to link all computers and people to internet, but if you were to, how would I say, put weapons on these things, the Earth would be protected in a full 360-degree circle.
From who?
I don't know. They could be pointing it at the Earth. I don't know, man.
Well, you start getting something that powerful.
But this story, hold on. I want to put this story because we taxpayers of the world are expected to pay for this grid.
Of
Now,
course you
there's
are.
the link. Read it
We
yourself.
pay for everything they want anyway by
Yes.
buying their Teslas and buying
With
everything.
roughly 350 satellites now in orbit, SpaceX is also almost halfway to reaching its goal of 800 satellites necessary to deliver moderate internet around the Earth.
How old is that story?
350. They have 350
How
of
old
800.
is that story?
When was that story published?
I don't know. Hold on. Okay, April 10th, 2020.
Okay,
This
that's
was
quite new then.
posted.
Because I
Okay,
think they've
now-
just sent another bunch up.
Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Every time SpaceX goes up into the air, he's carrying more satellites for Starlink.
For one thing, when they're
Well, as-
finished, be careful with mirrors. You might set stuff on fire.
Well, as Drone Life RC says, in
Jay
the chat,
Santiago,
the
how are you,
Martians-
sir?
the Martians own the airspace.
Hey, Jay, what's good, man?
Now, I'm just saying, in general, pretty soon you'll be able to look up on a clear summer night and see Starlink going across, and you'll be like, because of them, I have internet, you know. But also think about it; it's the perfect tracker. You'd be able to that network. You should be able to track anything on the earth, because what do we run on? The internet. What does
Mhm.
every device we have on it? The internet or capability to
Mhm.
get on the internet. So just a little food for thought. I mean, we're not going to get conspiracy theorists or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
that's why they said-
Although we're only a couple of months off downloading an app so we can track each other for coronavirus anyway. So the whole privacy tracking thing is a battle we're losing, unfortunately.
I'm looking at this story here that Coast to Coast put up. Something pertaining to OneWeb files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection.
Okay.
And supposedly there's some space exploration firm. OneWeb is filed for Chapter 11. Okay, I did remember hearing their name.
Mhm.
They were trying to make a lot of money selling satellites, and Elon Musk beat them out many years ago with his satellites, because his satellites are lighter. Therefore, his satellites are lighter. You can carry more satellites. But people don't realize how long Elon Musk has been involved with NASA. Okay. At one time, they used to send up in the space shuttle one satellite, because Elon Musk and his Starlink technology, he sounds like Tony Stark's, but with that type of technology, the shuttle was actually able to take up 2 and 3 satellites.
Well, but see, the thing of it is that technology is going at a breakneck speed. The first satellites were big as buses.
True,
Right.
true. Oh, and Code Bill says that they're the other internet company. Well, if they're filing for bankruptcy, that's because Elon Musk must have either brought them out or ran them in the ground, and now everyone will have to use Starlink, which sounds vaguely familiar to Skylink. What is that? What was that Terminator? Skynet.
Yeah.
You know. So, and now, and you heard Sean Geeks say that now fighter pilots will be flying one jet themselves with a fleet of 4 or 5 behind them. So we're really getting really teched out here, and it's starting to get real scary. I saw the Terminator. I'm not saying I believe in stuff on TV, but let's just say the stuff that you used to see on TV. Remember the man with the jetpack? Remember the James Bond movie? The very first James Bond movie. Everyone was like, "Oh, how did they hook him up on a helicopter?" He wasn't attached to a helicopter. That was a real jetpack.
Didn't they unveil that at the World's Fair 100 years ago?
Yep.
And they just finally
They finally made it
this
come
thing.
to fruition. Yes. Well, flying cars have just come to fruition.
You know what? Don't worry about it. By the time it's all said and done,
We'll be dust. We will be dust.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Listen, some of the people I see on the road today do not deserve to be in a flying car. If you look
This is
behind
why-
Justin right now, can you imagine some of the people you've seen on the road in cars in that atmosphere?
But they won't be controlling them.
Well, see, here's the thing, Herman. The people that can't drive will be stuck on the ground amongst the people who can't drive and the poor people.
But But Sean is right though. When it gets to that point, you won't be driving them. You just tell them that where you want to go, and the car will do it itself.
Yeah.
They'll
There'll
mess
be
that up
there'll be
too.
no way that we'll be driving those things.
They'll
It'll
mess
be.
that up
Do
too.
you watch Westworld? Because they've actually got the.
No,
the
I get what you're
concept.
saying. I understand the concept. But I'm saying they'll mess that up. Too.
Okay, but Sean, we all know there will be those with the flying cars that fly well,
And the
and then
ones
there will
that
be
don't.
those with the flying cars, the ones with the flying cars that barely get off the ground.
The ones that don't. Right.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that guy.
Excuse me a
Absolutely.
second. I'll be right back.
That
Give me
guy
a
is
second.
always going to be in existence. The guy who's got
Not only that guy,
the car of his flying, the hood open on his flying car, always tinkering.
can you
with
imagine?
something.
Can you imagine Grandma taking it to the supermarket?
Oh, okay. It's moving just a little too fast for him. Gotta slow it down.
Yeah.
None of that changes.
I'm down for flying cars.
He's getting ready for the shot and the drop.
I'm
See?
just curious to
Justin?
know because there's
Yeah.
always going to be
That's okay.
there isn't people out there with the hoopties because they want to drive a hoopty. There's people out there with hoopties because they have to drive a hoopty.
Hey, Drone Bum. But Drone Bum has a point. I remember that movie. 2001 Space Odyssey had a 16:9 TVs in their spaceships. And that was in 1968. So, yeah. I mean, the stuff that you see on TV, will it become true? Everyone's dream comes true, if you think about it. Now people can dream things. Who would have thought that you could print out a drinking cup in your house? Remember Star Trek and the replicators?
Replicator.
The replicators? All right, hot cup of tea, Scotty. And it came up. Now you can 3D print the cup and pour the hot tea in yourself.
Yeah,
I'm just joking around, seriously, but hey, to be honest, think about it. If you think about how much technology has changed since you were little to growing up to the age you are now, it's happening. It's all happening.
really.
Hopefully some of the stuff won't happen until I'm dust, but and I have certain reasons for saying that, but
Well, you young whippersnappers just don't know how we had it.
Well, shoot. If the way Paul puts it, he must be terrified of this world he's looking at today.
Yeah, it's
We won't
So
scary.
Michael
even
Blade,
step off the curb.
Says the man who flies his flying camera 4 times a day.
yeah, exactly,
Hey,
right.
Sean, I got
Who has more flight time than all of us? But okay,
Hey, Sean,
Exactly,
rest assured,
combined.
I got 2 more ships at it today. So
nice. Thank you very much, sir.
He's
Yeah.
got more.
I've actually started going to sleep watching your so your watch time must be going up because it leaves them on repeat. They're just fantastic.
There's got like 50 of them in a row coming.
You know what? Before they can go through the waters, they have to pay Paul to slow.
Yeah,
They have to
I'm
slow
pleased
down.
about that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like
I'm down with that. They're just incredible. They're just he's got that skill down so well, and they're
well, when
just
you
really
do enough
phenomenal.
of them, you get good at it.
this is true, but he can't remember. He can't remember to feed the dog.
Well, yeah, but my girlfriend might say that about certain activities and say that isn't exactly true. But you know,
Well, look. It's
Well,
as
when you
long
do
as
it,
you
PG.
have, as
when you
long as
do
you're
it
having
enough.
fun, Paul. That's all that matters, right?
That's the way I got it figured. Yep.
That's also what my girlfriend said.
Hey, Carpenter Rick,
On the
haven't
part
seen you in a
about if
while.
you
How
do
are
it
you,
enough,
buddy?
It becomes routine, you say?
What happened?
I'm not even going to answer that.
Smart move, Sean. That sounds
It
like
just
a setup
got
to me.
hurtful.
It sounds like a setup to me too. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Justin, don't fall. Don't sit back. Now, if you did that and got smaller, I would really bug out.
Yeah,
That'd
and
be
a parachute came out.
That'd be a great special effect.
Oh, he
right?
would have really have fell.
That's a good wallpaper, man. Where you get that from? Not. No,
Yeah, yeah, mute.
We can't hear you. Muted yourself.
He got nothing he wants to say to us.
You're muted, Justin. We can't hear a damn thing you're saying.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
Nah, I was making a phone call. I had to call my mother.
Okay. Yeah, I called my mom's today to check on her. Anyway, how are you guys? What the title of the live stream is, what are you doing to stay entertained these days? We all saw Ken Adobo and Ken original Dobo in his backyard, I hope.
Well,
If you haven't, it's an amusing video. And it's what 27 watching 15 likes. Come on, everyone. Roger, we're so used to it. There's a lot of lurkers out there. There's a lot of bots out there, you know. When one person comes in, 5 or 6
5
other
dislikes?
accounts.
Wow.
But we don't worry
Got
about
5
that.
dislikes. Wow.
Yeah, 25, 24. The numbers go up, they go down.
Wow, I think we hit a record. 5 dislikes.
You're
Ooh.
doing good tonight.
Well, I said, you know what? I got 4 last week, so one more isn't going to hurt.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I welcome the hate.
It's all good for the algorithm.
It is because someone's saying so the algorithm's saying, well, hey, someone
doesn't like this. We gotta see why.
and he has this many likes, so someone in there may be causing controversy to make the numbers go up or down. Who cares? Honestly, click the like button or click the dislike button. The point is, you're here, you're showing your support, whether it be hate or love. You're showing your support, and we appreciate you anyway. So I know how much you guys hate when we do this, but we need to do a drop.
See that? Well, just before we do the drop, that attitude that Novice has, Lawrence has, shows why everything that's his belongs to his wife. He doesn't care if she boots him off the computer. It's just fine with him.
Oh, you're lucky we're not neighbors. I would be knocking on your door a lot. You know, if you were closer to us, I'd be knocking on your door a lot, man.
Lawrence, I think that's a great attitude for you to have. I appreciate it.
Paul, you can't feel how I feel right now. I'm going to be nice about it, but let's get this drop in real quick.
Okay.
It's 5:41.
Or a shot.
Hold on. Is it a drop in the shot?
Yeah.
Is it a drop in a shot?
Yeah.
Are you going to have a shot, Herman?
I've been sipping all show.
He's been sipping all
He's been sipping during the show. All right. Come on, Justin. His guys. I just can't.
These guys.
These guys. All right.
All right.
What's up, Capture Light? Sunday Nights with Those Guys dropping a shot is sponsored by Those Guys. And a shot. That drop in the spot. That drop in the shot. Shot in the drop, damn it.
Yeah, that one.
You know what the hell I mean.
That hot in the pot, sponsored by
Global Drones. It doesn't matter how many people are in here, whether they click the like button or not. You know why? Because we know we get a certain amount of lurkers anyway. So we're used to it. Now, the real people come in who aren't scared to show their support. And then you have the people who just don't like us, but they don't like us so bad they got to come to see what the hell we're talking about.
Check it out, Lawrence.
You know, but they'll get over it. And either way, they come here to see if we're talking about other Facebook groups, and we will not be doing this in 2020.
Well, I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm just saying this. Somebody's coming here because apparently there's a need for them to come here to be here, to make sure that they put that in there for a reason, whatever their reason is or not.
Right.
Apparently it's something that you're doing or we're doing that they don't, you know, that they feel that they either they need to be, that they needed to do it first or be a part of it, or they need that for some reason they need to be here to put that there.
Right.
So since you did it, thank you for the view and coming and hanging out with us.
We appreciate it, because before we even started the live stream, Herman was like, hey, there's a dislike. And I'm like, well, it takes a lot of effort for someone to get
for somebody to come and tell you they don't like
before
it
starts to come in. So You know, that's how you have to look at things. But
I gotta respect
be
that.
safe, Big Matt. Big Matt. I'm glad you're feeling better, bro.
Be
Get
safe,
your health,
man.
get your health back up, and we're glad you're back around the crowd. Just get your health up, okay? We'll see you before the summer's out. Corona got people in the house. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Trust me. We will
See you, Matt.
definitely fly again, man. But you got to get your health up first. So feel better, man, and enjoy the evening. Thanks for coming by. Seriously, is that a bottle of Purell in the chat now?
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Sanitizer.
Cool.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I need to look at these damn emojis now. I see YouTube buttons, ice water. These are all the new ones that they have come up, I guess.
Yep.
Wow.
Very cool. Very cool. They even have a buffering button. That's
Yeah, there goes
interesting.
the Purell right there. Yeah,
There's one
I
for
got it.
staying home as well, isn't there? There's a little YouTube thing with a house on the top. This one,
Which one is it?
that one there is for staying home with the little roof on the play button.
Hey, Jack Sparky, how are you, man? Oh, yeah, the YouTube button. That's the YouTube. That's interesting. They need to make it a little interesting considering YouTube is screwing everybody's channels up. But has anyone been missing any subscribers and or supporters to their channel as of lately? Because I have noticed. Mike Drennan, I appreciate you, brother. Let me buy you a pint. Thanks for the conversation. Dude, we try to do this. It's usually more drone related. But sometimes if we don't have drone talk, we will try to find something relevant worth talking about instead of sitting here like this and watching the paint dry and
telling everybody,
you know,
grab each other up in the chat.
Yep.
yes,
The paint's
yes.
dry.
So
The
super
paint's
chat
dry.
is very much appreciated. We appreciate
Thank you,
anybody who
thank you.
comes in, even you guys, you 32 lurkers or bots that are out there. We appreciate you all because without you, we could not be. Now,
do have
everyone
one
do a
interesting
plug.
story for you.
Everyone do a plug for their show,
Ooh.
so we can get this over with. Sunday nights with those guys is every Sunday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 5 p.m. New York City time. Next.
And it goes on again on Wednesday night from my channel, Phantom Flight 101, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday night.
Next.
Sean?
Who, me?
Yeah.
On Tuesday, Geeks Vana Live, which is the Paul Murray special. It's Geeks Vana Live with Sean and Lib. We've got Libby Marie as co-host.
Oh,
And this week we're doing a
Thank you,
special
Paul.
on drone beginners, where we're actually going to be Libby she owns a drone. She's going to be showing us her drone and talking about it, and she's going to be asking lots of questions. So we've all got to turn up to help her learn about drones, so she can move on to the next level.
And then Paul, you're next.
I'm looking
Good
forward to Libby Marie being on Sean's show. I'm waiting with bated anticipation.
No problem.
That's
Sean.
the only way you're going to be
Sean,
able to.
Trust me, no problem with that. I'm actually enjoying this. Drone Bum, we appreciate the super chats
Drone
that are
Bum?
coming in,
Thank
but
you.
even more so,
Paul, thank you.
check this
Thank
out.
you.
I have something here. Justin gave it to me, and he said to give it away. So we are going.
Ooh,
to
pick
have
me,
it-
pick me, pick me.
What?
Pick me.
Yeah. So
Hey,
we're gonna have.
Thank you, Big Matt.
Justin gave this as a donation.
Thank you, Big Matt.
It's a little tello. Okay. Big Matt, thank you, brother.
Got the fly more combo.
And just fly more.
Extra
You
batteries.
got extra props, if that counts.
Look, it got extra props, damn it, and a battery. All right. Justin gave it to me to give away, and we're gonna try and have some kind of coronavirus challenge where we come up with a picture or a video of something or a topic, and I'll ship it out to whoever wins. We'll use the YouTube random generator to see, and then you have to leave a comment on one of our live streams. So
Hey,
probably
Lawrence,
I'll come up with the plans and everything on Wednesday night. Herman's
Lawrence,
So
show.
why don't they leave it on this?
show
one?
the crystal sky that goes along with it.
Huh?
No, the crystal
Crystal
sky.
sky.
Better stop starting shit.
Thank you, Sean.
Geeks Vana, thank you, man. We appreciate all of this, but even more so
You
since
got
Justin
you
was
got a
clearing
crystal
out.
sky that goes with that and the controller.
Crystal
All right.
sky, right?
You guys done going squirrel? See what I got to deal with here? Once again, Justin donated this Tello with one battery and extra props. That's all, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, you
That's
know
enough.
what?
Some kind of
Can you
giveaway.
imagine seeing a guy flying a Tello with a crystal sky monitor and the controller? I would like to know how he hooked it up.
Well, it's got Wi-Fi.
Anything's possible. You know that, right?
Yeah, but the controller, you gotta hook it up to the what do you call it thing there? One of those game controllers.
Yeah. All right.
Use a
Well,
game controller.
Wednesday
Use a
night, we'll
phone.
come up with a game plan for coronavirus challenge, and we'll use, like I said, the YouTube generator from the comments of Wednesday night show on Herman's show. You got to leave a comment. I'll come up with some rules and stuff and ship it out in a box with the extra props. Not Fly More bundle or anything like that. Hey, Drone Evolution, thank you very much, sir.
So now check this out now. So everybody's
It's a
finally
Tello, damn it.
No, I get it.
It's not the USS Enterprise.
You
all right?
come up with the plan for the giveaway. We'll talk about it on Wednesday.
Okay, very good, very good.
But what I was
you're
saying
gonna
is
have a
that
Corona,
it's been
like,
confirmed, right? Now that we got a new
that the
Mavic Air coming
Corona.
out.
Thank you, Paul. It's the quarantine challenge. My daughter came up with it. She says you should have some kind of quarantine challenge, and then Justin comes and says, "Well, give this away on the live stream." So I'm going to give the Tello away now. Justin, do you have any graphics cards you may want me to give away? Because I'll win that myself. I'm just asking. You know, I'm in the market for graphics cards so I can play 6K. All right, I'm just saying.
Soon.
I got to be ready for the future.
Mm-mm.
Hint, hint. Read between the
It is
lines.
flying.
I need to be ready for 6K video.
There goes, there goes the money for the wife's computer.
We say it'll be
But
spring by the time, it'll be summertime by the time we get that computer back.
seriously, we do appreciate the super chats from you guys, and we appreciate everyone that comes.
Hey,
All we care about, seriously, is keeping the drone community abreast of what's going on, and every now and then, if we do it very rarely, but if we happen to not fact check something and you find that we're wrong, come on and tell us too. You know, you did a story on this and it was actually wrong. I may curse you out, but come and tell us anyway.
Wow, it's like that. But Lawrence, what I wanted to ask
I'm
you,
being honest.
I had to ask you about this Mavic Air 2 now, because I guess now it's been confirmed that that's what's coming out.
Yes,
So
definitely.
now, is it supposedly two versions of this thing coming out now?
The Mavic Air 2, Sean,
Yeah.
could you help with this? Because from what I understand,
Yep.
if they came up, this is just me thinking, not DJI, but if they came out with two Mavic Air 2s,
Yeah.
I would be really pissed because that's a lot of waste of plastic.
I don't know where the two Mavic Air 2 things come from, but I can 100% assure anybody that no
Hey,
one
Hadley, I
knows
sent you an
anything
invite.
beyond the FCC filings and the leaked photos. And we
Later,
don't even know if
life
those
can-
leaked photos
later,
are
dude.
100% accurate, because that could have been an earlier evolution of the model as well. So certainly the bottom of it, where the battery goes, is the same, because the photo for the label on the FCC filings is the same as that. So it's definitely the drone
Thank
from
you,
the leaked
Paul.
photos.
Thank
But
you
whether the
much, sir.
controller will end up looking like that is a completely different matter. But no one knows any specs yet.
Paul's got the dancing. Is that you doing the phenomena, Paul?
Yeah.
Yo,
Lawrence,
yes.
whenever you want it, I do have one piece of interesting drone news from the
Go
UK.
for it. Go for
Okay.
it, man. It's still early.
I haven't talked about this on my channel yet. It might be in our weekly.
Hold on,
roundup.
hold on. Before you get that story, hold on. Hold on. 1 second. I'm searching.
Please
Give
hold.
me a few more seconds. Okay, we're gonna do this right. Hold
There
on.
you go.
I know what he's doing.
Front row.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I have this loud enough first.
This isn't quite as slick as other ones, you know.
Breaking news.
Go.
I'm not sure if it's breaking news, but okay, hold on. Yeah. Well, basically, everyone is wondering what the airports are doing for their anti-drone tech, and we've all been waiting for something to happen to test it that perhaps doesn't ruin the droning hobby, so that someone isn't flying their drone over a runway or something.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, somebody who lives south of Gatwick Airport in the UK, which is the infamous Gatwick Airport, which was closed for many days for alleged drone sightings. He flew his drone not knowing about the some parts of the no-fly, where he claims parts of the no-fly zone, and his drone went just over 400 feet as well. So there was two things that were wrong. 20 minutes later, the police knocked on his door from Gatwick.
Okay.
And he flew a small consumer, like DJI Spark-sized drone. And so 20 minutes later, they were knocking on his door at his house, several miles south. Yeah, a couple of miles south of Gatwick Airport. So whatever they've got, whatever they're watching with, as far as looking for signals, etc., it's powerful and it's very, very accurate.
Well, that's kind of interesting because
it's funny because I was wondering if he was flying in the area and then left and went home, or what you don't know what he was flying.
It was he told me it was a very small consumer drone. I mean, I've seen the footage from his Ring doorbells and everything of the police talking to him on his doorstep. So I've heard the conversations from the police saying, "Hey, it came up on radar." He asked what it came up on. They said they can't tell him. And they said it's just a courtesy check. They were actually very nice to him. They weren't sort of like kicking his door down and saying, "Where's the drone?" Or anything else like that. They were very courteous.
That would have made much better news, though.
Yeah, no, indeed. And what the only thing we can imagine is that it was a consumer drone flown from his garden, so they knew that it would have been in that street and in that location. And we think they may have cross-referenced it with the drone registration list. And then gone and knocked on the door and said, "Hey," because again, they were very, very. They were there to seek to inform and to find out and to warn, rather than try and take his drone or fine him. Or there was never any question of them taking action against him.
Well, that's good to hear that they were actually there to forewarn him, and the fact that they could see something that small.
Yeah, and bear in mind he was up for a few minutes, and then it suddenly clicked in his brain, was like, "Oh, hang on a minute, I might actually be in an area I shouldn't be flying in right now," and came down. So he wasn't up for very long. I just found it fascinating that he was flying for such a short amount of time with a consumer grade drone, and they reacted so quickly. So especially
well, did they react just that fast in Brooklyn Bridge Park? Where the infamous Brooklyn Bridge is. And I found this out 4 years ago. I had just got the drone bug. I had a Hubsan H501S.
Nice.
And I had it in my backpack. I sat in the park and I pulled it out, and I knew. Now, I admit I did know that it was hard to get drone shots of the bridge. I didn't know it was illegal to fly from the park. That I did not know. And I did not know that most of the drone shots I had seen of the Brooklyn Bridge were definitely not flown from that park. People flew over it and got angles and shots. So I sat in the grass and I pulled my drone out and I kept it on the side of me. I had my bag up, my controller in my hand, and I just looked like I was there sitting in the grass. And I got up and I took off fast. As soon as it acquired satellites, I took off fast and went straight up. People barely turned around. Maybe one or two people said, "Oh, a drone." By the time I got my second picture of the bridge, I see a little New York City Department of Parks car coming on a scooter. I'm like, I know they're not coming over here. So I put my controller down on the side. I'm letting the drone hover, and they park parallel to me. I'm in the middle of the grass. I'm like, okay, maybe they're just going to walk. And I'm like, oh, damn, they're walking over here. She came over to me and said, "Take the drone down." I was like, "What drone?" She said, "Take the drone down now." I said, "Okay, let me land it." And I brought the drone down. Fortunately, I was registered. and they had told me, had I not been registered, I would have gotten a $300 fine right there. Okay,
Wow.
but they took my drone registration number at that time and my name, my New York State ID, and told me if they ever catch me in this park again, they were going to give me a really hefty fine. Don't
Wow.
come back to fly a drone.
I'm
And I
gonna tell
haven't
you
been
what
back in that
happened,
damn
Lawrence.
park since.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. If you look right underneath the bridges,
Yeah,
the harbor police sit right there, and anything that pops up over there,
yeah,
they see it and they move towards it, or they start radioing.
right. But they also have drone tech in the park, is too.
Right,
Because
but if you go back and watch your footage,
yeah,
when we fly in the East River over there, in spite of the fact that it's outside of controlled airspace in that
yeah,
spot over there, every time you move in between any of the three bridges,
yeah.
that boat moves. Go back
Okay.
and watch your footage.
I'm gonna check that out, because from what I did find out was not only does the park have drone tech, but each and every pole in that park has a little
The
12-inch
antennas.
fire antenna sticking above it. So if you come up, they know exactly what grid you took off from. If you power up your radio and or your drone, they know what grid you're in. They know exactly what spot to go to.
Hold on a second. I
sat there
challenge
and
you
I
to go
ignored
try and
them.
take off with your drone from outside on the sidewalk.
What happened?
I challenge you to go outside on the sidewalk outside of that park and try to take off with your drone.
No,
I've
no,
walked
thank
up and down the street and couldn't get it to take off. It's magnetic interference on the entire block.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't even launch it from the street. There's something there that won't allow you
That
to do
will
it.
prevent you from taking off. So, Sean, I do believe whatever they're using now, that here in New York, what
You
was
gotta
that
fly over it.
drone? What was that drone in a box, black box thing they had in New York that they were using to detect and test drones? What's up, Hadley?
What?
Technology with what's the name? Aeroscope?
Well, that was just the to identify.
Right, right. But this device they have, it's a black box and suitcase or whatever.
Mhm.
Once they activate it, it can identify drones in the area. It can identify what a pilot is, and it actually triangulates
Nice.
between the box itself, the drone, and the
Yeah, you
pilot.
see what Matt said? They always watching.
Yeah.
Go back and watch your footage. Every time you go take off over there, they watching.
Well, I only did it that Harbor Patrol is always watching. That's true. That's why we like our boy Big Bick, Cool Bick, because they all come over to where he works and doctor ships. He knows all of the Harbor Patrol in that area, the East River, West River, and stuff. There she is, Paul. Wake up, Paul. You missed her.
There she is.
Paul,
Yes,
Paul.
sir.
You see how Paul starts smiling when he sees Libby? What's up, Hadley?
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
I'm sorry to wake you, man.
Oh man, I don't know what happened. I fell asleep and I stayed there for hours.
They say that happens after you pass 30. You start taking naps.
Yeah, that's it.
You're too young to be taking an old man nap, man.
That
I
was
know,
such a
I
long
know.
time ago. Passing 30.
What happened? 30?
Right? I'm about to
30.
hit 40.
Do you
What are
remember
guys talking
30?
about?
30?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah, I do remember 30.
I
But
don't.
the 30 remember me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. Hey, Curtis, what's good, man?
Hey, what's up, Curtis? So what's going on, Hadley, on your
Oh, not
side
much,
of the world?
man. I have been just printing a bunch of masks. I've got my 3D printer going back here. As you can see, the little blue stacks there, that's all the masks I've been printing to give out to people to try to help keep people safe.
Cool. That's what's up.
Good for you.
Yeah.
How long you been printing?
I'm on 5 days now or 6 days.
Huh?
5 or 6 days.
Okay.
So like, here's
Here's
one
mine.
stack. Like these are mediums. So these are all
There you
the
go.
mediums that I.
There you go, Hadley.
Yep.
This is a Hadley print.
Yep.
FYI,
On my
which, by the
mask.
way, works quite well.
Well, he's
Yeah.
using toilet paper for a filter.
Just stop it.
I mean,
Paul.
at least somebody's got teepee.
You know what? I saw
yeah.
it.
So
Those are all mask printed. That's the front piece. Okay.
So here's a complete mask. I haven't printed the surround yet. So like the material that yours is made out of there, Lawrence, it's TPU. So it's
Right.
kind of a rubber material. So I have a surround that I need to print for these because these are a plastic. And there's a threaded filter insert here where you can put your filter in here.
Okay.
And then it screws back down. I mean, it's about 3.5 hours to print one of these without the surround. I don't know how long the surround's going to take to print. I haven't started those yet because I'm just going through the blue PLA that I have now, and then I've got some gray that I'm going to print all of these inserts in. I did like 8 of these in the blue, and I was like, it kind of looked cool because I've got white for the TPU here for the trim.
Okay.
And then make this in like a silver, so you know that it's a different component.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Blue's quite medical as well, isn't it? It looks good in blue.
Yeah,
Well,
it does. That's what I was thinking when I found it. I was like, look at that. Oh my
Well,
God.
Herman, was it Herman or Lawrence suggested that you use coffee filters for a filter?
Herman. It's
Yeah.
Herman. He
So
was trying. I was telling him Hadley about the
carbon
mask here,
filters.
and
yeah,
he was saying you could get 200 coffee filters for like $2.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, anything is better than nothing over your face, especially if you're sick. Like, say you've got a regular cold, you don't even have this virus. It's just good to have one of these. So, like, when you are sick and say you go to the store or something, you throw it on real quick. When you're running in the store, you're not going to get anybody else sick. And that's kind of the whole census of this is how sick are you, depending on. And like, if you have a respiratory issue or something, you want to use like a, what is it, N100 that has like 99.97 particulate filtration. You can get those masks and you can cut them down. And the whole goal is to not use as many masks, you know, in a consecutive week or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have like a shelf or a use life of like 8 hours. So if you can cut that mask up and get 4 to 6 uses out of it, you know, you've gotten your money's worth out of the mask. And then you have this as a, you know, last
Global
resort.
Drone says innovation can't argue with that. Pretty much that's what it is, because I know a lot of people here, a few guys here in New York, FPV pilots, that are printing out the headpiece that holds the film, the plastic film, because the Mylar that they use, you can get that anywhere. But the actual headpiece that has the clip that goes around that protects your face fully,
it's got the
people
face
need
shield.
that actual band at hospitals. They're saying even if you don't have the Mylar, print out the headpiece.
Yeah, because they can take
a
a 2-liter bottle and use that. They can use all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And here's what you put like, say you have an N95 medical mask.
Yeah.
This is a little insert disc that goes inside of the round piece. So you put the filter around this and you stick it down in here, or you supposed to put it in the cap. So you push it down in here with the N95. You don't want to push it too far so it doesn't pass the little lines here. But yeah, I'm going to be giving these out. I've just got to print as many as I can. I've got a little clinic that's near us here where I live that doesn't have a lot of supplies. When I called them and asked them if they wanted any help, and they said, we need help with masks. Something where we can use a mask multiple times. If you can print us something like that. And I was like, well, I mean, you can do the brown bag special where you take the masks and you put them in a paper bag and you put them in the oven at a certain temp so it kills any viruses that are on it. But they said that that's starting to create the stretchy band, making it brittle. So the headband thing that you're talking about, like I have about 4 of those I'm going to try printing because I'm using a what is this?
Hold on a second, Sean.
So I'm using a paracord for the headband.
Okay.
And something adjustable would be really nice. You know, they can make the knots to where it's somewhat tight, and then strap it with the headband and wear it.
Right.
I'll be sending you some more masks, Lawrence, so you and your wife and your daughter have one as well.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Hey, Justin, I got a question for you. I heard that some places are spraying CBD oil on the filters. and it makes the day go a little better.
I mean, CBD doesn't really do anything but help you with inflammation. It
Hold
doesn't
on.
give you a
Hold
high.
hold on.
but,
Hold on a second, guys. Geeks Vana has to get out of here, so we want to do one more
Okay.
drop. We want to do a
Okay.
drop
Kitty.
before he gets out of here. You know how to do
Is
the
that a
drop,
drop in
Hadley.
the shot?
Yeah.
You've been coming long
Drop
enough.
on a shot.
How come you say dropping a shot and Justin automatically reaches around and grabs something?
Yeah, he's ready.
He's ready. Okay. All right.
Hey, guys, you gotta say it with a little more enthusiasm.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the Sunday night guy with those guys. All right. All right.
Those guys.
Sunday nights with those guys. Dropping a shot is sponsored by
Those guys.
I don't know if my mic's loud enough. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Sean, we
Good to see
appreciate
everyone.
you coming
Thanks,
in
everyone in
all
the
the
chat.
time,
See
man.
you later.
John,
Listen,
hey,
Stay safe.
Give Libby my best, will you?
I
All right, Sean. Let's see.
Yes.
Stay safe,
yes,
man.
will
yes.
see her at the
Stay
same
safe out
time you
there.
do next, actually, Paul.
Okay.
Paul won't be able to sleep if you don't tell Libby he said goodnight.
When-
I'll send her a special message right now. How's that?
Okay. All right.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right.
man.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
So
Yep,
It's-
that's all I've been doing. This is it.
just
Mask,
printing
mask.
printing mask. I had saw. Didn't you post something on Facebook? I think.
Yeah, I did. I posted a link for like, say, Justin, if you wanted to throw some prints out, you can get
Yeah,
the,
actually,
the links that I got going there.
hold on. Let me show you the one that I printed. I printed the face shield.
Okay, cool.
Let me go get it.
Yeah, my printer's been running straight to the point where I
Later,
have
Sean.
to replace the wheels.
Global Drone goes Tito's. Tito's don't they make tequila? Curtis Dart
I think
sent
they're
you.
making hand sanitizer now.
Hold on. You know what, Curtis? You got me this time. Okay.
You heard me?
What happened?
I heard they're supposed to be making hand sanitizer.
Who?
Who? Here's a question. If you want to send someone an invite from your chat, how do you send them an invite?
What do you mean?
You want me
Well-
to send you the link back that you sent me?
See what happens. They change Zoom. So now once you get the link in the beginning,
Yeah.
I've already copied and pasted something.
Don't mind.
There's no way in here for me to get. There you go, Justin. Justin's got it. The
Yep.
printed
No
shield.
way for you to do what now?
What did you use for the face shield?
Send me,
there's-
Hadley,
actually,
send me an email back so I can send it to Curtis or
Let me see if I can do a
invite
screenshot.
Curtis. How
There's
can
like-
you
I
do
can just
that,
send it to
Paul?
Curtis.
Yeah, you can forward it to Curtis. That'll work too.
Yeah, Curtis, I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook. It's easiest.
Now, see, this is something I don't like.
What?
He says, "Hey, sorry, I'm exhausted." He doesn't really need one. They have us working 7 days in a row, but I got you guys on supporting the stream. We appreciate
It's
that.
not available no more. Wow, that must
We
mean
appreciate that, Curtis, and
So you can't
some
send,
rest.
You can't send the chat out. I mean the.
I
There
can't
you go,
send out any more
Justin,
invites.
it's just binder covers.
Oh, okay. binder
unavailable.
covers.
Can't get them anymore.
PVC
It's like
transparent.
$10 for 100 of them.
Are you serious?
And
Yeah,
they get
but
down, and it's two-sided.
Because people are buying them up and making
Yeah.
masks
Yeah.
for exactly that same purpose. I could see that.
Well, at least they're being used for a purpose, not just being bought up.
I bought a pack last week. I'm surprised that it just says unavailable. now.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Oh, Tito's vodka.
But these are good because you don't need any elastic or anything.
They're making hand sanitizer.
Oh, yes. Tito's is making hand sanitizer.
Justin,
This
did
one,
you
have
print
to
that?
get you have to get elastic that goes on the side.
Justin, did you print that out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
You
Yeah,
got
3D
all
printers
those
are pretty
things in
cool,
the
Paul.
closet.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can see how good that is. It's
And I'm actually
Well, I leave that all up to you young whippersnappers. You
Here
know?
we go.
I bought the
Here we go. The 90
direct drive kit for the end of the so I'm gonna put that in, see if that makes a difference.
what is that?
That's the direct drive kit to change your end of direct drive.
So I've looked into it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be putting a Capricorn tube on mine because
Oh, you don't have that
you
on
can-
yours yet?
No, mine's still stock. Like I just bought
You got
a
the-
tensioner and some other shit for it.
Do you got the yellow springs? If you don't, I have extras.
Yeah.
I can send
Yeah,
it
I
to you.
got those.
Oh.
But I've been printing so much, Justin. I wore out the wheels on the bed.
Oh,
So
you
I bought
that
some of the.
pack? Yeah, that's. Oh, you wore out the wheels. Oh,
Yeah, I wore out the wheels on the bottom and
I get like about 6 of them and set it up on the table.
yeah. I always buy extra of this. Oh, you got the tensioner for the
Yeah.
front, right? Yeah.
but I got the one with the heavy.
You
Heavy
know,
piece
they're
of
just
metal in the
talking
center.
Chinese to me. If you were talking FPV or drones, I'd know what the hell you were talking about. So I
If
guess
It's just
you-
3D printer stuff, man. Nothing too dramatic. Like, to be honest with you.
I don't want to spill everything, but I had to. You see how many nozzles? I got?
Yeah.
If you go on to I think
Mine
it's,
came with 30 of
Booster's
them.
website. If you
Mine
tell
came
them
with
that
30,
you're printing
Justin.
stuff for people, they'll give you a discount too.
he
Yeah, so
says he got 30, Justin.
when I bought my printer, it came with 30.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't believe it. 30. I was like, is there supposed to be that many nozzles in there? Or was there a different size?
Are they all the
all-
same number
all
or are they
0.4.
different numbers?
They're all the 0.4.
Oh,
So
that's
why
not
did
bad.
they send so many nozzles, print nozzles? Do they clog? What?
Yeah,
Do
they do
break?
plug.
They
Yeah, they do
clog,
plug.
They wear out.
They do plug after a certain. Okay.
I just replaced one. So
Big Matt, those two drinks will burn a hole in your asses. I've had them both. That's true. Devil Springs will wake you up in the. You'll wake up in the morning after drinking Devil Springs like you were at a rock concert. I can't talk. You know,
Right?
I've had my
Everclear?
share of Devil Springs,
Everclear
Like
should be doing it.
and Everclear is no slouch either.
No,
must.
it's called Never Clear when you're on that.
Never clear, because your brain's never clear after drinking
No.
that stuff.
No,
That I can agree
you're
with.
a walking hot mess.
I've come
kinda
to the
pissed off
conclusion,
I didn't get that fitted.
Hadley?
The cop car.
when we were talking earlier, we're going to get into some FPV stuff here since Paul is gone. But
Okay.
I was talking, hey, Night Train, hey, EBR. I was talking with Justin, and we've come to the conclusion it cannot be the VTXs. And I'm going to tell you why. I've been finding this out, and don't ask me how I thought about this, but I guess I kind of have an analytical mind like that. But I had put on my goggles one time and said, let me see what I can tune into. And I hit the search function, and it scanned through all the channels 2 times. The second time I tried it, through one of the channels, I could see funny waves going across the screen, like there was some kind of interference on one of the channels. And every time I see that little squiggly line going from the upper right-hand corner to the lower left, it's usually someone with some type of police band or some type of radio in the high frequency radio in the area. But what I'm finding out is FR Sky, and this happened in Interference Park and it happened in the park today. Justin was there to witness it. There's something going on because you have a strong signal here with interference. Dude, I can cover my entire park. It's a 380-yard park. I can cover it from end to end, all the way around the entire perimeter. And today, I couldn't go past the baseball field. And when I did, my VTX went out totally, like I ran into a wall of interference.
Go
Justin,
static out, or
but
maybe
Justin, it's static out. But Justin was having the same issue.
Was Justin watching your footage with his goggles when it happened? Did it happen to you at the same time?
We were both flying. First he was flying, and all of a sudden it just static out and his bird dropped out of the sky. Okay, now I have full. This is one of them, Justin.
Nah, I didn't get it. See, I ran into myself.
No, I thought you were showing when you had, if you had.
It didn't record any footage. It didn't record when I was flying over the cop car too.
Yeah, we had a cop car there, and the 2 pricks, one of them decided to key up the microphone. Okay, now I do know if you're near a police car and you're flying FPV, it will interfere with your signal. But after they left, the signal got worse, and I don't understand that. You see what I'm saying, Hadley?
Yeah, that and that's for all of your quads did this? Every single one?
Yes. My Tyro 99, which is FR Sky, and the bird from Curtis. Both
So
did it.
anything video related isn't gonna be like the transmitter issue. It's gonna be video. So either the receiver on the goggles or like your patch or something isn't facing the right direction, not tight enough. One thing that a lot of people don't know is the SMA connection that goes to your goggle module and your goggle, like your goggle plug. If
Yeah.
you don't clean that on a regular basis, you get like a black, dirty soot buildup. It's like almost like a dirty metal that gets in there.
Okay.
I've
On the
had
pin, the
my
center pin.
crossfire. I've had my crossfire fail safe on me repetitively at a certain point in the field, and I kicked it up to 2 watts. I'm like, what is wrong with this? I kick it up to 2 watts. It's still fail safing at the same spot, right?
Right.
Same joint. So I take everything in, I bring it all in, I finally get my quad to come back and everything. But when I got it back, my friend's like, hey, check your connections and see if they're dirty. He's like, take your shirt. And I'm wearing a nice white shirt, right? And I take my shirt and I stuff it down into the threads on just the antenna. And it comes out and it's just like black, dirty. And I'm like, I couldn't even see it. Like, he's all, yep. I had that happen to me a couple weeks ago, and he was out.
What is that? Some type of carbon or something?
I think it's the metals rubbing together and creating that, honestly, or dust sitting in there.
All right. Well, it's starting to happen, and it's the same thing that happened on this bird here. That's the first one I got from you, but it's starting to happen here, and that's what made me believe it was the VTX. But I refuse to believe it's the VTX because next
telling
to
you, it's more than likely the VTX. They wear out. Sometimes they don't last long. Sometimes they last a long time if you get lucky. It's just the components that are in a VTX that's on that board are used components out of something else, like refurbished something. Yeah. So and like some of the components are new, some of them are used. So like if you get one that's got all new components because that's the pick that they got out of their bin, because sometimes they'll put brand new components in there with the stuff because they need the numbers to be higher. But most of it, they prefer to use used components because of the cost.
Wow.
Cost can be really high building those boards. I mean, if you think about it, you're getting into the X amount of cents per or dollars per component, and there's
and you're spitting out 10,000 of them a day.
Exactly. You get the parts where you can get them.
I got you. Have you seen the latest video, Mother Nature? Oh, your video of you flying along the water, Curtis. I was looking for the rogue way.
Hold on. I found it. Hold on.
You found what?
The video of flying over the cop car. I thought I didn't have it.
Now, what's funny is he was flying over the cop car. We're flying around this car, everything. All of a sudden, this guy, I know he keyed up the mic because just before you key up the mic, you see those same vertical lines. Okay, you see the same vertical lines come maybe a few milliseconds before your signal goes out.
Yeah, if you guys have DVR, that'll show us those lines.
Yeah, see DVR footage. I did have DVR footage. It's funny you say that.
That's the one that's always like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Something's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, when your video goes out and you're completely blind. Yeah, that's
You're pretty much at the mercy of your instincts.
But what's messed up is I expected the signal to be.
See what happened? Look, it just dropped. That's when he must have keyed up.
Yeah, because Justin fell out soon as I did too. We both fell out of the air at the same time. And I said, I know that nice gentleman over there, police officer, keyed up the microphone.
Or they have something else.
I didn't say nice. I admit I didn't say nice.
Maybe they have something else in their cop car that they're not talking about.
Yeah, because the whole day after that, everything was just
after they left, Justin, it was like they shot a beacon into the ground, and anywhere you went in that area, you could not fly anymore. Your VTX went out.
Because the day before that, it was
yesterday. Yesterday we were there. We were there yesterday in 27-mile-per-hour winds, but we were there.
Guys, so something that's like, if you can afford it, something that's worth getting is a frequency scanner that scans for like to check
Oh,
interference.
is that the one
channels.
you hook up to like the VTX when you're testing
No,
it?
no. It's a self-sustained little unit.
Standalone.
Yeah, it's a standalone, and it's a frequency scanner, and it'll tell you what frequencies. It'll kind of, there's some out there that'll even tell you what the power output is in where you're located on that frequency as well, so you can compensate. Like say somebody's running 5.8 Wi-Fi thing in their building, right? For everyone in the building to have Wi-Fi, and he's got a bunch of repeaters all over the building, so everybody has Wi-Fi off of the one unit. Say he's got like a fiber line, a real good setup, and he goes down to the store and he buys some aftermarket antennas for the main unit to make it stronger or broadcast. They might be dirty antennas, they might not be well tuned, and then you've got a lot of power on a bunch of different channels, and that could be a situation that's happening. Somebody's kicked up a new I hate to say it, but like a cell phone tower in the area might be new.
But see,
or
what's
out of
funny,
frequency.
Hadley, this park is the only place that I have these VTX issues. When I first started flying FPV, what was happening was I couldn't go past the baseball diamond. And I'm like, I have an XM Plus. I see guys go a quarter mile on XM Plus out in an empty field. Now, how come I can't go 300 feet, 200 feet, 100 feet? You
You're in New
understand?
York. That's like the home of all kinds of tech in everybody's house. You get a buildup of that shit. Think about it. Sorry about my language, but that's a lot of Wi-Fi's in buildings around there. You know, everyone's got their Wi-Fi in their
Well,
house.
I do know about the Wi-Fi bubble, and from where we are in a park, I do know 250 feet from 250 feet from a two-story home. So 250 feet in the air. Once you're at 200 to 250, you're kind of outside of that Wi-Fi G bubble amongst all the houses, unless you run into a taller structure where that bubble is around the building. Okay.
Yeah.
But where we are in a park, there's supposed to be virtually no frequencies, no antennas, no Wi-Fi. I've even gone to separate other parts of the park and I'm still getting the same issue, but only in certain areas. And what's strange, like Herman mentioned this, we went to Interference Park, which is Flushing Meadows Corner Park. That I was mentioning to you earlier that the magnetic interference, one, and whatever VTX interference there is moves. It's not in the same freaking spot. I mean, today we're flying, like yesterday we were in a park.
Quite interesting.
Justin went down to the water and back several times. Today he went down to the water past the same trees, and all of a sudden it went out. It just dropped out on him. And what happens, it's a mass static, and then you have fail safe. Well, you don't fail safe, but you hit your kill switch to bring the bird down to the ground to make sure she drops.
Yeah.
And this is becoming an issue here because the same thing happened in Interference Park. And
so maybe it's not the park.
Well, I'm thinking it's got to be that 2.4 gigahertz frequency, because every time I fly TBS, and Justin's flying R9. He was the only one able to fly today, Hadley. Everything FR Sky had interference, but his R9 module,
he was fine.
Was flying fine. Now there was interference. You could see on the goggles there was some kind of strange interference when he was flying past certain areas, but his R9 module was able to fly.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, so, I
who
mean,
the hell knows?
Well, without like having a frequency scan or a band scan situation, like so you can actually see what is on your channels.
Yeah.
And you have to have a table to know what you're using on FR Sky, and also with your TBS and R9, there is a certain frequency that they're running, and there's different channels on it. But like when it comes to video being bad, it has to do with the VTX and the VTX connection. So if there's interference on 5.8, there's going to be interference that's affecting you. 2.4 won't affect you unless it's right next to you blasting really mad amounts of power.
Well, see, that's what I thought. I thought it was Justin because he had an R9 and I had FR Sky, but that's not true because I've flown next to him before.
Like say he was out flying and you were just getting ready to take off and he was coming in to land, but you're already in the air. Him coming and landing by you guys is going to blast you out. So you're not going to have video. You'll get whiteouts. You'll get
But see, this is what we
artifacts.
thought. This is what we thought, and in this case, I let Justin fly his battery, and
Yeah.
then he came back after the pack,
And then you
and
powered
down his radio, powered down his bird, and
Yeah.
I went out in the field with my FR Sky, and it was just
Yeah.
I mean, was just crazy.
So like there is a couple of options that you can do. It takes changing everything over from 5.8 to go into like 1.3 and running just Crossfire on your birds, but you'll be running 915 megahertz for your radio link and 1.3 for your video.
I won't mess with that.
That'll put you where like a building doesn't affect your video because the frequency wave will go through the building unless it's like solid steel. It's a totally different thing. Like it changes the it's a different wave.
So here's a question. Here's a FPV noob question. So if I'm transmitting at 500 milliwatts and I'm 4 or 5 blocks away, I cannot go behind, say, a brick building.
Probably not. No, you're gonna probably need, if you want to be able to go behind a brick building, you're going to need to have some very good patch antennas aimed at that building and have, say, like a rapid fire module on a ground station. Like, say you buy a Dock King
tripod.
You get a Dock King, you put the rapid fire in it, and you get the patch antennas, like helical antennas, like a 16 turn. And say you do a 10 turn and a 16 turn, and they're both aimed at it. You can't go out of that spectrum of where they're aimed though, because they open. It's like a piece of cake. You're at the tip, or a piece of pie. You're at the very tip of the pie.
Yeah, I get that.
And like the more turns on a helical, the finer the narrower the wave is that it picks up. But if you have it aimed right, and you have, say,
welcome back, Joe Mac.
2 watts, it should pick up static. It will give you like a visual, like outlines and stuff of static. And you'll have breakups to where it's having issues, but after a while of flying, so like my Bite Frost test with the Fat Shark HDO2s and the Orcas, my friend Gene was flying and the battery died on the ground station, so he lost video. He was out there flying and he was able to save it because he just by memory was able to level the quad out and just climb and climb and climb. He never exceeded 400 feet. When we finally got it plugged back in with a new battery and everything, he was able to continue his flight. So getting comfortable losing video and having it like in a park is probably not a good place to practice, but flying along and trying to just get yourself to a point where, like, if right now I lose video, what do I do? And like, I've practiced with just closing my eyes inside the goggles and just going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and opening my eyes and being like, okay, where am I at? Just to see how much it affect me. With
I've had I haven't had to close my eyes, but I've had personal experience where it just total static out.
Yeah.
And then I know if I turn back in this direction, start heading back in this direction while ascending, I have a better chance of getting a signal back.
Yeah.
I've had it happen.
Like when you turn around, you lose video because the antenna is behind the quad. And you have to turn around or try to get your quad angled at a right point so you can get video back to you. So there's nothing blocking it. Yeah, I mean, and at range,
hey, props
you gotta think
off.
about
How
that.
are you?
What's up, bro?
So I think a little bit of more practice, and man, you'll get more comfortable. You'll get used to having the static. If you still have an image, but it's staticky, that's just a part of the way FPV is always ran.
We'll see. Like Justin today, I was telling him I've gotten used to my goggles here. All right.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, Justin, there's snow, there's static. And he's like, man, it's okay.
Fly.
I can still fly.
And you're using, Justin, what are you using?
Amway, he's using Amways V1s.
Okay. You guys are both using the Amways?
He's using the V1s and I'm using the Sky Zone
Okay.
O2 C or something like that, just
Okay.
for the camera in the back.
So if you guys want better video and you want to do it on a budget and you're determined to have better video, look into ground stations and a little tripod. You know, don't get some god awful crazy tripod. Just get something that can hold the thing and you can put your battery on there.
Right.
And plug it
And-
all in and you just run a cable to your goggles. Like I have a little hook on mine for me to hang my goggles off of it. You know,
Right.
my goggles stay there, and then I just grab my goggles off the tripod. I kick on the little power switch, and all of my stuff's pointed in the direction. Because some
Look,
people
your
when they're
guest in the
flying, they
channel.
do this.
Chat,
When you're-
please. Yeah, I agree with you, Joe Mac. I see that people are sitting there and they're watching the live stream, but the chat room is at a standstill. That doesn't do algorithms well. YouTube doesn't like that. I agree with you. You have to keep a chat room going. In fact, that's how you get into recommended. You could have 5 people in your chat, and if they're continuously talking, YouTube will push you to people's recommended page because
Yep.
the chat keeps
Yep.
going. But I understand people walk away and eat dinner and stuff like that. That's why they have moderators that watch the chat as well as props off. I've never seen you here Sunday nights with those guys. Welcome. What's up? Hope to see you back here again. We don't usually do FPV sessions, but since Hadley's here, and Hadley's sort of like my FPV guru. You know, when I have a question, if you knew how much hours Hadley and I have spent on the phone or on Facebook, you would be surprised. You would seriously be surprised. We've
not too much longer, and you'll be able to help people just like me.
I hope so. Well, the trick you showed me with the trick you showed me with the radio with the sticks, being out of calibration. I'm about to introduce Justin to that because
Justin,
now
you don't have yours done yet.
Right now, it's not done yet, and his Cinnabee is like this when she's flying.
Dude,
his sticks
FaceTime me,
so
Justin,
loose.
after the stream, and I'll walk you through it. It takes Lawrence? 10 minutes?
Yeah, Justin.
I got you.
If your sticks are out of calibration, what happens is if it's supposed to stop at 2000 and it's actually at 2015 or 2020, it's
I know what you're talking about. Can't you do that in beta flight too?
No.
You
can't
gotta be
fix
done
this in
to
beta
the
flight.
radio.
Yep.
And it got rid of
he's
a
never
lot
done
of
it
quirkiness.
if he thinks that, Justin, we got to do it. You're gonna go fly and be like, why didn't we do this? That one bird has always acted weird and now it doesn't.
Justin, I'm telling you, I went from moving like this. If you're looking at the screen, I went from moving like this to flatline.
Well, when you're flying straight, if your quad feels like it's doing this, it's the out of adjustment.
Yeah.
And your sticks could be solid, staying in spot, but they're not tuned correctly, so they're finally in what it's sending to the flight controller is out of adjustment because the transmitter is not actually locked in.
Right, but flight. Justin, it was a day and night difference. Trust me when I tell you, because now when I lift off, I can lift off and hover right there. Before, when I lift off, I'd have to lift off and give a little pitch to move forward. Now I can lift off and hover. My throttle control has changed day and night because of that. So trust me when I tell you, you will definitely appreciate that little tip.
Yep. And it's something that's pretty commonly known for me anyways in my era of FPV. I'm just a little bit.
Just check your channel. I'm already subbed. Okay.
Yeah, I've been flying maybe a year longer than you guys, or a year and a half or something, but it's something that like I never knew until one day I built a quad, went out to go fly it, and I was like, flies like shit. It's just junk. I don't know what's wrong with it. And it was a different software that I hadn't been using. I had been using Flight 1 or Race Flight at the time, and Race Flight had been accommodating with this screw up from my transmitter. And as soon as I went to Beta Flight did not like it. And I try to go around a tree and it's doing this. It's like jerking. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm flying at line of sight and it's doing it, you know? and that's when you know there's something wrong. So I just went down the rabbit hole of
Hey, a
figuring out
bird
what
in
was
the
wrong.
hand. How are you?
Sounds good.
Yeah, and it's something I've mentioned to people. They're like, "Oh, you didn't do that? That's like the first thing I did." I'm like, "You couldn't tell me?"
Yeah.
I noticed when we mentioned FPV, Paul goes on vacation. He's probably out flying now.
No, he's right here.
I'm,
He's
ed-
there.
He's
I'm
there.
editing.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
editing.
you're editing. See,
Yep.
Yeah,
it
on the
must
live
be
stream.
nice to have a pinky and a brain computer system.
Whatever
But
it takes. I
what
gotta stay
happened?
away from Herman. He's nipping at my heels.
Me.
Well, I
I've been doing the
actually,
thing to you, Paul.
but all I can say, Justin, once that actual adjustment is made to your controller. Remember how I was flying your Shenzhen today?
Yeah.
Shenzhen,
Just see
your
the
damn
squirt.
sinner, your
Just
damn
squirt.
sinner wolf.
Just see the squirt.
Your squirt, right? I was flying that today, and I was like, wow, your sticks are really loose. When you make these adjustments, that should tighten it up some. Seriously.
Alright.
Because
Sounds
Hadley, that squirt can fly above the ground at about 3 inches, bro. But
Have you not seen my most recent video of me flying underneath
yeah, the
excavator?
excavator. Yeah.
I fly through like the fences and shit with that thing. I love my Shen drone squirt V2. Like it's taken a beating and it's still fine.
I was showing him, Justin, the Green Hornet,
Yeah.
Cinewhoop, which
Yeah,
has the foam bumpers around it. Now,
I got
if you
asked
can
if I
take
wanted
that,
to try one.
if you can take that and turn that into a squirt, I think I would get back into Cinewhoops again.
So like the foam bumpers and everything is great. I think
Hey, Newfound Drones, how are you?
I think an
Daryl Hickman.
injection molded duct would be the best. And I saw that a couple of companies have came out with them where
Yeah,
it's like a rubber material that's injected.
right.
It's thinner, stronger, lighter. If they choose the right material. And I like the TPU is good, but I don't like it as much as like
What do
something
you
that
think
would
about
be
this one? They
injected.
said this one is really good.
Yeah, it's plastic. Yeah, that's the diatone. It's heavy, man. It's super heavy. If you have somebody all up way theirs and you compare it to your Squirt V2, you're gonna be like, dang, that thing's hefty.
That thing is heavy like that.
Yeah,
But
like that.
see,
It's
that's what I was telling you
heavier
about the
than the
batteries.
Squirt.
The batteries
Yeah,
make a big difference.
My Squirt V2 weighs like 260 grams without anything on it, like without the battery or the GoPro.
Yeah.
It's like 260, 270 grams. And that one I'm sure is probably over 350. So that extra 100 grams, I mean, when you're flying something, that could mean being able to maneuver and get around something and it come back instead of you running into something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Agility.
just I got into Cinewhoop. Like Justin has my Mega B now, and I actually have extra vents for it that I ordered ducts for it, but I'm like, they gotta make these ducts better, and now they're
Are they
starting to come out.
TPU or are they
I printed
plastic?
TPU for it, but it doesn't it's like see how
Yeah.
this one it looked like it's bent from just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We gotta fly this one next time and see what happens.
So
Yeah, my
even with
thing
my
is-
Squirt V2, man, they feel like they're all flimsy. You didn't print the ducts that have the flange on the top, Justin, on the Mega
as
B,
for the squirt he did.
but for yours.
I gotta see if I can find a file for it.
Okay, yeah, I saw some on Thingiverse the other day. I was looking at. There's
Yeah,
some that
hold
have
on.
the-
Curtis has a question. What's the deal with the foam? Well, Curtis, Justin, can you hold up the Mega B for a second? If you look at this, Curtis, that TPU that's printed is very, very fragile. I mean, you could bump something, it will protect the props, but what happens is that particular TPU splits in the middle.
Yeah,
It
These ones for
splits.
the
Now, with the
wasn't
foam,
printed hot enough, Lawrence.
right,
if
but the
it splits.
foam around it, the foam protects the duct, so it makes it more shock absorbing.
I think
and
it's
that's
more
the
for
direction.
protecting like the wall.
Right. That's the
Myself,
direction
like
that they're
protecting the
heading with it.
wall or like the TV that you might run into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But dude, the ones for the squirt, man, these things
Oh,
are
they're-
bulletproof.
Yeah, did you print yours?
Yeah.
What
Yeah, those
speed
have
did
the
you print
flange
yours at?
edges you're talking about, right?
50 milliseconds.
Really? And
Yeah.
it came out good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really solid in
Are you
comparison
changing
to
your
the
wall
Mega B.
thickness and all that stuff, or the line thickness or anything like that?
No, not really. I leave pretty much everything. I slowed it down. I think the retraction
Curtis is
it was
saying,
like
should he
6
buy one with the foam? Curtis, it's not so much buying one with the foam, but I was telling Hadley this earlier. The particular Cinewhoops that they're coming out with the foam and or the soft rubber around them will
Mhm.
definitely be a lot more durable than like the Mega B that he showed. Or yeah,
Yeah, I mean the squirt V2 right there, that frame is
I could
used
put the
by
DVI in it
so
too.
many professionals. Yeah, you can put a DJI unit in it. You can
exactly, Daryl Hickman.
yeah, that frame I think is probably the reason I picked it is because I knew that it was
Birdman.
the solid one that's used by the professionals at the moment when I bought my drones.
Yeah.
With the drones now, I don't see any of them using a Mega B out there. Or like, well, I've seen a couple of Mega Bs being used, but they were modified. They had different
Yes,
ducts on them.
yes,
And stuff.
definitely.
But like the ones like the diatone one, I have not seen anybody using those chasing a drift
Only
car.
ones that I've seen professionally, only Cinewhoops that I've seen professionally, and Kurt, Nert or whoever his FPV
He's using
uses
a
it
squirt.
is a squirt.
Yeah.
All of the professional shots that I've seen, Curtis, of doing real estate, flying inside the house and stuff, have been
For the
squirts.
squirt. Yep.
Professional
Give the most
jobs I've
control.
seen flying. In fact, all of the professional jobs I've seen have been squirts.
I've seen a couple of professional jobs done with the Cinerat, the Ethics 6S 3-inch. It does not have ducts. It's got prop guards, hefty prop guards. Have you guys seen that frame yet?
No.
So Ethics came out with a Cinerat, which is like a 3-inch. It's not for, well, you can use it for cinematic. It's just it doesn't have ducts, so it's got just prop guards. So you have, you know how when you're flying your Cinewhoop, it just doesn't feel like you have the control you would with something without the ducts.
Yeah.
Like just to sit there and hover, it seems like the ducts kind of move you around. And when you go to throttle it, it takes a second for that thrust to hit in.
Right.
With the, you know, the prop wash and everything that our quads are tuned for, the Cinerat seemed to be a better design. And like I built my quad, my
Skies took my drone. How are you?
I built mine just to be able to switch everything over from this one to a Cinerat frame because I couldn't find a Cinerat frame when I bought all the parts for this one.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the idea of if I'm going to go do something and I just need to swap everything over by unbolting it and bolting it onto another frame and maybe have my PID tune folder saved, you know, so I can just go and switch profiles and go to that PID tune. I think I'm going to try doing that just to see how it works out and use them. I mean, I probably should build a second one, but money's tight. You know, you just don't throw money at quads and build multiples.
The frame,
We use
the
it.
frame's not that much money either.
No, it's like 40
Like
bucks.
the
I
same
think.
price as a squirt. It's sold out.
Yeah, and then you have to print the TPU stuff, and yeah, it's not expensive. And you know, to build them though, it costs about $300 for everything. By the time you're finished, you know, you're about $300 deep. So
Right. And you don't want to be $300 deep and hit the corner of a wall and your freaking TBU is split. Because that actually happened to me.
Print a new one. We gotta get you a printer. Gotta get you a printer, man. That's your next step. So nobody has to. Lawrence is in his house. I'm designing some shit. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna have to go find this frame somewhere.
Then he's calling you later. Hey, how do I get this corner to like do that angle that we were talking about so it rounds it? You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
done, except for rounding everything out, right?
Herman,
Hey,
I'm sorry, we went all FPV on you, man. You and Paul, have been trying to entertain yourselves. I
They,
apologize.
they sell their frame on Amazon. I'm about to buy it.
What happened?
Now the Sinrat frame, they sell it on
Yeah.
Amazon. I'm about to buy it.
The motors are awesome. They take 6S nicely. Like I built my squirt to have 6S, so it's and those ethics motors is what I used. I used the iFlight 40 amp 20 by 20 ESC and the F4 from iFlight, the 20 by 20 as well for my
I was
stack.
I was asking him in the chat, what are people doing? Because it actually, what are you guys doing to stay entertained? I know, like Hadley, you fly, and while you're not flying, you're printing out mask or something. But for guys who don't fly much, what are you guys doing to pass the time? Because I'm going freaking crazy, stuck in my own town.
It's not so bad.
It is bad, dude. It
Just
is.
another day for me.
Yeah. Just another day for you.
Like Paul Murray over here. He's like,
Oh, just-
it ain't
I'm buying
nothing
stuff,
different.
Paul.
Yeah, see, Paul is actually editing. He's been editing, pumping out like 3-4 videos a day. So I could see that, and
But
flying
it's
3 or 4
season for
trips
him.
a day.
It's
But
fly season for Paul. I know the boats
3D
are moving.
printing is a great thing to learn on quarantine. Only drawback is finding printers and filament in stock.
Micro Center. That's it. You get an Ender 3 for $209, and they got plenty of filament.
You
There's
hear that,
that.
Micro Center? You hear that, Daryl Hickman? Check out Micro Center.
Yeah, I'm gonna be needing some filament here soon. I got one roll of TPU and one roll of PLA left.
Now, here's a dumb question. Logan Carpenter, happy Easter. I didn't notice, but what's better, PLU or TPU? Or does it depend on what you're building or printing?
So PLA
Okay.
PLA heats up easily and can lose its shape. Like so, if you leave this in your car and it's hot out and the sun's beating on it, it'll melt.
Okay.
You know, it'll ruin it. TPU can take a little bit more heat for a longer period of time because it's not so.
Hey, class strip.
It's the same temperature for melting it, but for some reason the TPU once it's done, it seems to hold together better.
Okay.
PETG is good for high temperature and it's a little more durable. Like say you wanted to make like a bracket for a camera or something like a camera drone and you wanted to make a bracket for underneath it and you want to leave the thing in your car before you leave work and you want to go and fly and it's kind of warm in the car but it's warm enough to ruin this stuff but it's not 240 degrees.
Okay.
So like ABS works also at a high temperature or prints at a high temperature, but it's more brittle. So like if you want something tough and high temp or temperature tolerant, PETG is the good stuff.
All right, Justin, here's the mission. Should you accept it? We're building a drone this summer.
Oh God.
Oh, have you guys seen the tank drone?
Huh?
Building
Have
a
you seen the
drone?
tank drone? The little
No.
tank drone?
No.
So the 2806.5 motors that came out to reduce the amount of vibration in a long range quad. Somebody took the idea of that going, I could probably build a PETG frame and fly as a drone. Well, he built the frame, flew it as a drone, and then he's like, well, it'd be really cool if I put like tank tracks on this thing made out of TPU
Right.
and have a little grabber too to like come and pick up boxes and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's on FPV Builders and Facebook. You'll see it in the postings. It's a really
I'll have
cool
to
little
check it
setup
out.
that the guy made.
Hadley and Justin, I invited you to this Facebook FPV group. The guy here in New York, his name is Wash Built. He's a beast FPV pilot, and he has a page called Stay Fly, STAYFLY.
Yeah, I think I accepted it.
Okay, I sent you guys an invite, so definitely post your FPV stuff there. He's popular. He's much of a loner, but as of lately this year, he's been coming out of the cave and trying to meet people and socialize. And like I said, he's a beast flyer though. I mean, some of the stuff. In fact, Herman and I were in Brooklyn one time flying our camera drones, and it was a Brando. Now, keep in mind, this was maybe a 60. How tall would you say that building is, Herman, over there by Greenpoint Park? Off the top of your
I
head,
don't
50,
know,
60
20
story
something
building?
stories. No,
Huh?
it's not that tall.
No? What,
No.
about 40, 50 story?
If it's
Either
50
way, we were
stories,
flying, we were,
I'm not sure it's 50 stories though.
but we were flying our camera drones, and there was some FPV pilot diving the hell out this building. And I came to find out many months later it was him. And when I say diving it, dude, he was going in. The roof of the building is hollow. He was going in the roof of the building and coming out and power diving straight down while doing a corkscrew.
Love it.
So, yeah.
I love it. I
so-
just wish we had buildings for me to do that in. We don't have no buildings here that are
I
worth
know,
it. Our
man. The
tallest
tallest
building
thing-
is like 14 stories.
Wow. So now, see, that would be something for me to dive. I mean, a rookie
Oh,
like me.
you go
I-
up, you get up there, you look down, you're like, this ain't even 200 feet.
That makes sense. Listen.
Yeah, and before you're even close to like coming out of it, you're like, I'm gonna hit the ground, I'm gonna hit the ground, I'm gonna hit the ground.
Because it's so fast, right? All
like,
right, listen,
it's
we're
over.
going to get ready to get out of here. I don't know who's coming
Already?
on live.
Val's
But-
on next.
Val is on next. Paul is MIA because he's on his pinky and a brain computer off
Yep.
to the right. And don't forget to check out Phantom Flight 101 Wednesday nights,
Monday
5
night,
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
and he's on Monday night.
And
That's your show, Paul.
him and I are on Paul Murray's show, the PMS
Yep.
show,
Yep.
Monday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern
Lawrence
Standard
and
Time.
Herman and I, and whoever else dares to come on.
Yes. Whoever else dares to come on. Hadley, I'm so hating on you with them flip-flops on.
Ask him
All
what
right.
the temperature is.
We're gonna do a drop, Hadley, and get out of here, man. I see you got more.
Got gray ones.
Listen, they come in handy.
These are the flexible ones that are like made out of rubber,
Okay,
like you have.
that's interesting. Because yes, 100% right.
Yep.
And this is not a coffee filter. Repeat, this is not a coffee filter.
Hey, Justin,
Yep.
that gimbal holder you printed for me, it needs to be a little more rigid.
Yeah, I'll put it all on.
It flexes too much.
Yeah, I gave it to him, but all right, let's get this. Sorry, haven't been on these live streams. I've been busy mowing all week. Well, dude, that's a lot of grass to be mowing. Well, we appreciate you, Logan Carpenter. You know that. Anyway, we're getting ready to get out of here.
Where you going? You got a couple of minutes.
I'm gonna go eat dinner and
You got a couple of minutes till 7
It's
o'clock.
only 6:56.
all right, I'll sit
Over here,
here.
like
before-
it's 3:56.
You know,
all right, it's 6:57.
the show runs until 7 o'clock.
I'll sit here
You got to
until
give the people
7
what they want, man.
until 7 o'clock, or until you start having
You
technical
know, I
difficulties.
had this vision just came.
All of them are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I just had this vision come across
Somebody's
Yeah.
starving.
that Lawrence
I
is
got the blind screamers, yo.
is
I
in
just
the
finished
engine.
drinking.
You got that? What'd you cook? Ham,
Lawrence
turkey.
is in the station at the helm of the engine. Herman is back there. The conductor has got his watch out, and Lawrence is just dying to push it forward. And Herman's shaking his head, not yet, not yet. not yet."
Can't
There
have
you go,
boots yet.
Herman. Because by the time Herman unmuted, the live stream would be over. Anyway, Justin.
Yep.
No, there's two Justins here.
Ah,
Okay.
All right, you got Hadley and then you got Justin. All right, Justin. Any luck with that bird that you stripped down
I
before
already
we
put it
go?
back. Oh, that one. I gotta work on that next.
Yeah, see, he's
And the stream till you get a drop anyway. So, I mean,
Yeah.
all right. We appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us. We really do. We appreciate each and every one of you lurkers as well as you haters out there. Don't forget to check us out next weekend, Sunday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Herman, Phantom Flight 101, Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. and Paul Murray, the Ed McMahon of YouTube, on the PMS show tomorrow, Monday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate you all. Fly safe, be safe, take care of your family, and please check in on somebody that you haven't checked in on in a while. Anyway, Sunday Nights with Those Guys has been and will always be sponsored by
Those guys.
Guys.
We appreciate you much. Good night, everyone. Fly safe.